Understand that the cracks in my armor doesn't make me weak. It makes me real. And real is where true connection begins. Some cracks are made by things I should have never had to survive. But even then, the cracks in my armor aren't the full story. I find it interesting that people try to come into your world or they try to judge you based off the reality that they live in their own mind. When really people should just focus on improving themselves. For an example, like if like how they say people that are winning aren't focused on other people that are winning. Like if that person's eating at his table and she's eating at her table, why should you worry about it? Like your own food's going to get cold. Am I right? So I think people should really just focus on improving themselves, man, no matter what that is. Like everybody, I get it, man. Like this isn't just like a normal gym video. Everybody's not a gym type of go or whatever. But if you want to focus on improving yourself, like say you may be a piano player or guitar player or or best mechanic or author, you know what I'm saying? You want to have like New York's best selling novel or whatever. I think people should just focus on improving themselves and try not to think about what other people think of them. Because, you only go to sleep with your own mind. Am I right? So I think people should really just mind their own business. And that's the one that's going to pay you. So I'm proud of people that focus on themselves and just keep trying to constantly improve. It means a lot, man, and it says a lot about you too. You know, I know we all go through things. We're influenced by the world. Whether like social media is getting crazy, man, to the point where it's like people can't even think for themselves. So I admire people that step outside the box and push their boundaries. You know, where they find a limit and they just like, man, how can I get better? How can I improve by like whether I read this book or learn this skill, whether it's welding or writing, writing poems, whatever the case may be, whatever it is that you bring unique to the world or whatever, just like try to focus on that, man. And I'm just proud of people, especially my friends. Like my friends lately, shout out to them. They've been on fire lately, bro. I probably don't talk about them often because I know I don't see them often as I used to. But those people, bro, they're going in, and I appreciate them for that. Because there's people out there that's like me, that's constantly up in the middle of the night, trying to improve, or they're thinking about like, oh man, I should have did this better, or you know what I'm saying? They're just trying to like move on from the fact that it's like, you know what? Why am I being so hard on myself? Like God gives me grace, why can't I give my own self grace? He said that let's make men in our image, right? So even that should give you a sense of like divine power or even knowledge, you know what I'm saying? So I admire people that like constantly try to improve themselves. And then they push others too. Like it's kind of like that saying like this it's gonna sound contradicting by me saying this, but it's like, you try to love people where they will be and not where they are. Now some people will say like, oh, but doesn't that mean like, you're falling in love with their potential? On the no side of that, no, because some people can be like, you can have a friend of yours that's like super hard on themselves. It's like, bro or sis, like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? You accomplished this and this and that. You just want to, not really a downhill slope, but you're at a standstill right now. You just got to figure it out. And sometimes, like, you can't give that person advice because you don't know exactly what they're going through. And you're never going to know exactly 100% of everybody's life. People are only going to give you like little bits and pieces of their world, or where they think that either I think he or she can only handle this much, or it's like, or I don't want to be judged, or. But yeah, you can have that person that's just like, dude, you accomplished this, you did this in your life. Like, come on, like sometimes you got to give people that push. So that's the no side of things, loving people where they will be, not where they are. The yes side of it, yeah, it's kind of like, I guess you could say, it's fall in love with their potential at the same time, but it's like some people just need that push, bro. Like, if you're a lone wolf like me, you may not have that person that'll push you to that point. So, some days it's like well, I don't want to say like, you want to self isolate, but at the same time, dude, it's never going to be easy. You just get stronger. And I'm not just talking like in a fitness kind of sense. I'm talking about like mentally, spiritually, because honestly, like I realize this more and more, right? If people say, like, I got a friend of mine that just told me about the book, The Four Agreements, right? When people say, like, hey, I read this book like a while ago, whether it's a week ago, a month ago, and they say, like, man, I think this would be a really good book for you. You should check it out. You should buy that book, bro. Because a lot of times, like, books give knowledge in like a positive perception or perspective on the world. So I've learned that as you get older, if people tell you about a book that you should check out, you should definitely check it out, for sure. Like just look at it. Read a couple pages, or ask them like, so what about the book what made you want to refer me to it? Let me tell you. So yeah, I admire people that want to improve themselves and that want to push you to improve. So that goes back to that saying, like, love people where they will be, not where they are. That's the unconditional love part. No different from a parent to a child, you know, but everybody's going to experience life in their own way. So I think the important thing is love yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Keep constantly improving. But yeah, man, life gets hard. We all know it. There's really no excuse. The thing is like, I'm pretty sure by now people know about this, what do they call it? A Diamond Gym? I don't know their names, but if you look up Diamond Gym, you know who I'm talking about. But they was basically like, when they're working out, right? They would say like, if you're doing all these reps and you're maxing out and you feel like you're about to die, then die, but don't quit. And that's the message. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even when you hear them say it, it's like, man, actually, this is a powerful logic. You know what I'm saying? Not just for fitness, man. Just life in general. Like there's so many people, millions, thousands of people that could have been born that wasn't. Like me, for example, I don't like talking about it, but I had two miscarriages, man, and this first time I said it on social media, but yeah, I had two of those, and just to be able to be here to experience things, even though a lot of people haven't had like the best cars to deal with being born. So, but I think it's still interesting that when you hear certain people, they just like, man, I came from nothing, bro. And now they're millionaires. They go on construction companies or law firms or whatever it is. I'm just like, man, that's very impressive. So, like I said, the point of this is I'm proud of people that want to improve. And sometimes, even if you don't know how to, go out and find the people or the group that are doing the thing that you want to do. Sounds like something that everybody will say, right? But it's true. You know, it's true. Like I left my hometown to follow my dream to be an actor. I went to Georgia, Texas, California, whatever it is. Then I realized like damn, like people in different cities and states been kind of like doing this the whole time. Like I've been looking for these people the whole time. But yeah, you still been in your city or state, like kind of just trying to figure it out and do it by yourself. Like, nah, bro, like leave. You know? It's people that look, people that leave their hometown to follow their dream are a different type of animal. Like in general, because when you leave and try to start a new life somewhere or try to find a new approach to an old dream, it's like you don't have no family, no friends, so all you have is like money in your pocket, a will, and the grace of God. You know what I'm saying? An instinct. So those people, I love those people, man. I love those people because when you meet them, it's just like they got all this energy, they got so much passion. You ask those people, like, man, what brings you here? I'm just passionate. I'm trying to improve. and I love what I do, and I want to see how far I can go. Man, you find those people, hang on to them. Now, I'm not saying you gotta wife them up or husband them up. You know what I'm saying? But if you do, cool. But try to keep people like that in your circle, man, because it is a lot of people. It's a lot of negativity in this world, man. It is. It even says, like in the book of Revelations, like the devil was cast out of heaven. The one they call the devil and Satan, that leads the whole world astray. There's a lot of evil in this world, bro. So the people that stay positive and just keep winning, man, you are golden. Stay locked in. I don't care what nobody say, because man, that was me. Sure, I'm gonna get what I want. I mean, I know God's plan is different. I'm gonna get what I want. I don't know how I'm gonna get it. I don't know how long it's gonna take to get it, but I'm gonna get what I want. I'm not settling. And that's the thing people gotta put inside their mind. Like, don't settle for something that, if that's not what you want, go and get it. Train, study, do what you have to do. You know, and that's the important thing. So, if you find something you're passionate about, learn about it, be that person, and just keep constantly improving. You know, people only go to sleep with their own mind. So, I'm proud of you. Whoever need to hear this, like I said, look, it's 4 in the morning. I'm not a 5 a.m. type of workout guy. Believe me, I'm definitely a 4 p.m. I just couldn't sleep. So I'm here. But anyway, you're that person that need to hear this. I'm proud of you, and lock in. So see you next time.